What is up, everyone, and welcome to a very special edition of The Danny Show. I'm your host, Dan Cody, giving you commentary and reviews on all things wrestling. Tonight, or should I say last night, because this is coming out during the day, we saw the Royal Rumble take place in Indianapolis on what, fun fact, is my fourth anniversary on this channel. Today is February the 2nd. Yesterday would have been my fourth anniversary doing this. I started doing this in 2021, and it's been fun doing this with you guys ever since. So thank you guys for allowing me to come to your screen for 4 years and entertain you in my own way. That being said, ironically, my first review was about a Royal Rumble in 2021. And now, 4 years later, on my anniversary, we're talking about the Royal Rumble 2025 in Indianapolis. And fun fact, it's more fitting that I'm wearing blue for the weekend. So I'm not going to speak in order because I got to be honest. The match with the 2 out of 3 falls match wasn't that exciting to me. However, it was very interesting at the end. The Motor City Machine Guns faced DIY. And near the end of that match, we saw Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins of the Street Profits appear, beating everyone up with crutches, which I believe is going to set up for a triple threat tag team match. Maybe at Elimination Chamber or a couple of weeks on SmackDown. I don't know. The other non-Royal Rumble match we had was Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens for the WWE Championship in a ladder match. Interesting highlights. First of all, when is anyone going to learn? You will never, ever, 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 ever in eternity win the suplex challenge. You are not going to superplex Kevin Owens from the top rope. And Cody Rhodes continued to learn that the hard way when he got superplexed onto a ladder. But that wasn't the end of all the problems, because we would see ladders used as weapons. We would see Kevin Owens take an Alabama slam onto the ladder, which caused the ladder to break. At one time in the ring, officials and Nick Aldis, general manager, had to come in and, of course, check on everyone. Thankfully, they were able to finish. But what we can tell you is that I have heard in a WWE short that Cody Rhodes has multiple injuries, which is very concerning to me because I don't know how that's going to affect his road, no pun intended, to WrestleMania. Will he be able to compete at WrestleMania, or is his injuries and all the times on the roads finally catching up to him? But nonetheless, congratulations to Cody Rhodes for winning and retaining the championship, as I thought he would. For a second, I thought that Sami Zayn was going to step in and interfere, but thankfully he didn't. Now that we got the small talk out of the way, let's get down to my favorite parts of the night, which was the Royal Rumble. The first Royal Rumble opened up was the women's, and boy, did that women's Royal Rumble have some good stuff. We saw stars from NXT, and lately I have been calling NXT since it's live on television, and Raw since it's live on Netflix, and I have Netflix. So CW, we see NXT, and we saw a lot of NXT stars tonight. Of course, Jada Parker comes to mind. Stephanie comes to mind. Roxanne Perez came to mind. She started very early and broke the record, went long distance, longer than even Bailey. And of course, we opened up the show with Io Sky and who else? And Liv Morgan. We thought Liv Morgan was going the distance, but it was actually Roxanne who lasted longer. And much credit to Liv. By the way, a lot of people got eliminated at one time by Nia Jackson. For a second, I actually thought Nia was going to win. And also, we found out Jordynne Grace is officially a part of WWE. We saw her overpower Piper Niven. But What was really interesting was that Bianca did not appreciate anyone else besides her being friends with Naomi, which makes me wonder. Please don't tell me Bianca did it. I thought Jade Cargill was going to come back tonight, but we had one of the best returns of the night. We didn't get Becky Lynch, but we got another great mother in the match, and that is Alexa Bliss. And we got a little bit of the darker side of Alexa when she brought Lily, her dark side doll, back into the match. So it was great to see her. It was great to see Trish Stratus bringing a call back to how she looked when she first debuted on an episode of Heat in 2000, 25 years ago. By the way, Trish Stratus has not aged a bit. It just looks that way. Also, a lot of great moments in the women's division. I think I called all the best ones. And in the end, I didn't think she needed it, but I'm sure WWE is going to make the best of it. And that is the fact that Charlotte Flair was the eventual winner of the Women's Royal Rumble. I really thought it was going to be someone else. For a second, I was hoping it was Alexa Bliss to win that match. But in the meantime, it was Charlotte Flair. Also, great to have Jordynne Grace on the WWE roster. Let's talk about the Men's Royal Rumble. The Men's Royal Rumble, you guys literally saved the best for last. You opened up the show in an awesome way, and you ended the show in an awesome way because we opened up the show with Penta and Rey Mysterio, which is a dream match. We saw this was so Starfire. It was not even funny. It was just star packed. This match was star packed. Once Roman Reigns got in there, then we saw John Cena and CM Punk get in there. We saw the return of AJ Styles. But once everybody started staring down as God is my witness, I said to myself on the next countdown, I said, I feel Seth Rollins coming. I feel Seth Rollins coming. And just as sure as God Almighty is my witness, Seth Rollins came immediately afterwards. And that's when my excitement just went crazy through the roof. And my insides were screaming because I couldn't scream out loud, but my insides were screaming. Speaking of, Michael Cole had so much fun, he lost his voice. Seth Rollins went in there. We saw encounters with Roman and Seth, and a lot of history between them in Indianapolis. Didn't realize that it was also in Indianapolis that Rey Mysterio made his debut in 2002. Also, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, they fought it off, and CM Punk took advantage and eliminated both of them, and then CM Punk got eliminated. And that would start a fight on the outside, and Seth Rollins just went to stomping on Roman and attacking CM Punk. He stopped Roman twice, by the way. Seth Rollins lost it. He's got a lot of anger. And of course, speaking of angry people, Jacob Fatu and Braun Breaker. I need to see that. It's a couple of things I wanted to see. Rey Mysterio versus Penta. I want to see Punk versus Seth at WrestleMania. I want to see Roman versus The Rock at WrestleMania. But I also want to see some stuff between Braun versus Roman. He gave Roman a good spear, by the way. I want to see Braun Breaker versus Jacob Fatu, who was eliminated by Braun Strowman. That was crazy. However, in the end, it was between Logan, who entered 30. I don't know who the crowd hates more, Logan Paul or Simp19 Dom. But either way, Logan entered last and thankfully got eliminated by John Cena. And it was left between John Cena and Jey Uso. And I did not expect, but I'm very happy that Jay Uso won. My picks, honestly, if you have been following me, you know that my picks were either John Cena or CM Punk. I did not expect to see Jay win, but I'm happy for him. He is really getting over. We saw Jimmy enter the Rumble tonight. We saw Drew McIntyre, or should I say Caillou McIntyre, face Roman Reigns, and they fought for a little bit. But man, this Royal Rumble was so star studded, it wasn't funny. I forgot to mention Nikki Bella is back, and I bet she wishes she could body slam her husband again for being abusive. Of course, we would have got a certain beast incarnate, but because he is being named in the accusations that involve Vince and former dad-in-law of Nikki Bella, John Laurinaitis, he wasn't in the Rumble. But it doesn't matter because we still had a great night. Life goes on without you. Make good choices because people will have fun without you. Remember that. But in any event, tonight was just awesome. It was just star packed. The men's Royal Rumble, star packed. That match is, in my opinion, if that match is not between 4.75 to 5 stars, I would be surprised. But I truly feel like that should be at least 4.75 to 5 stars. This Royal Rumble was awesome. The Royal Rumble matches were awesome. The women's match was awesome, but the men's match was greater. It was just awesome. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm your host, Daniel Cody, and I will see you guys next time. Have a great weekend, everyone.